So we've heard about the life outside of, or rather, we've heard about the life of the people living in Kigali, Rwanda. Most importantly, one of the reasons why most people know about Rwanda is because of the unfortunate genocide that happened in 94. And then that extremely gruesome, unfortunate event gave birth to the president of Rwanda, Paul Kagame. He has been in power for about 25 years. So a lot of people give Kagame credit for making Rwanda a stable country because we haven't heard about any major clashes. But at the same time, understanding how difficult leadership can be, he's going to get criticized for many things. One of the things people criticize Kagame for is how he handles his opposition. He uses very tough, often illegal methods of silencing his oppositions. You hear about people that are contesting to compete against Kagame in the elections. They end up in prison. Some permanently disappear. So in this video, we're just gonna sample the lives of some people that live outside of the capital city of Kigali. Because remember, if you do the stats or you do some research, if you haven't been to Rwanda before, you would realize that the city of Kigali is very clean and very safe. And it has been ranked. I'm not sure who gave these rankings, created these rankings, but Kigali has been ranked as the cleanest and safest city in sub-Saharan Africa. So the truth is, we have to give the leadership, the government of Paul Kagame, some credit for achieving this, making Kigali safe, clean, and preventing maybe something close to a repetition of the unfortunate genocide in 94. And I'm also going to say that a lot of Rwandan people that I have come across personally, they do everything possible not to associate with an ethnic group. They simply tell you, "Oh, I'm a Rwandan. I'm proud to be Rwandan." If you ask an average Rwandan, "Oh, what ethnic group are you?" They simply say, "No, I'm just a Rwandan." So I have to give Paul Kagame some credit for accomplishing some of these things because the extremist ethnic identity or identification contributed to the genocide. And we can see many other societies across Africa where people try to be too tribal. They try to associate too much with their ethnic groups. It ends up in a mess because people would rather select someone based on nepotism as opposed to merit. So before digressing too much, what is the life of the people outside of Kigali? Let's take a look in this video.
Dufite inzara turashonje.
Now, let me make this clear that this compilation was put together as recent as 2023, 2024. So we're talking about recent complaints of people living outside of the capital city of Kigali. This is what they are going through.
Imbere bakujya ibijyo bya nijoro saa mbiri inzara iratumaze pe
ubwo ni ugutungwa n'umwuka w'Imana nta bindi.
Ejo nararyamye ndaro inzara inandiye ndeba hejuru mu mabati biranga.
Nk'ubu njyewe ku giti cyanjye nasaba ibiryo.
ni ukurya ndashaka kurya ndeka
ni inzara inshajishije kubaho nabi.
ubu ndabaha iki
Inzara iratwishe.
inzara irahari byo
Muri Gisagara iratumaze inzara.
Inzara
ari inzara iratwishe
Ni inzara iramwishe.
Uno muvandimwe yishwe n'inzara.
sha turashonje cyane pe
Nta mwuka mfite muze. Nawe.
nk'uwo muyobozi ari mu modoka ye, arafite umuceri mu nzara, arafite ubugari, arafite kawunga, arafite byose, ntamenya ko nshonje yewe.
ntiyabibwirwa n'iki se ko baba bariye twebwe tutariye
Now, it's normal for every society to have poor people and people that are not able to afford a decent lifestyle. Every single society in the world has that happening. It becomes a problem when you, the leader of a society, you claim to be the best person to improve the lives of the people or to optimize the chances of almost everyone in a society having a decent life. And for that reason, you've chosen to illegally remain in power for so long, for decades. Having been in power for decades, if a lot of your people are still complaining of one of the most basic needs of humanity, which is food, feeding, then you're doing an absolutely horrible job. Because if the people of your society are not able to feed and you've remained in power for 25 years, that is a problem. Yes, we can give you credit for, implementing a stability within the country, for accomplishing some other things. But now we have to dig deeper to find out, why are Rwandan people still extremely poor outside of Kigali? And how come Kigali looks so good? It's being marketed around the world. You find popular sports team, like I believe Arsenal, I'm not too sure, they used to advertise Rwanda on their jersey. I'm talking about Arsenal Football Club in England. They used to advertise Rwanda on their football jersey, encouraging people to want to go visit Rwanda. And me personally, I got caught up in some of that advertisement, some of the propaganda. I was thinking about going to visit Rwanda until a cousin of mine actually went, and then he came back and explained to me that, yes, it's a clean place. He was in Kigali, by the way. He said, yes, it's a clean city. It's safe. You can walk around at night without the fear of being robbed or harmed. But there is an aura within the society where people are extremely careful about how they live. They almost don't have the freedom that you would have expected such a so-called progressive society to have. And then I thought about it like, listen, instead of going to Rwanda, because I would like to visit East Africa, maybe I should go to Tanzania or Kenya. I mean, both countries also have problems. Like I said, every single society in the world has problems. But I think at this point, I would rather visit Tanzania or Kenya than visit Rwanda, simply because the propaganda, the Kigali, the weaponization of Kigali as a tool to make people all around the world believe genuinely that Rwanda is doing great, It's an insult. It's an insult to a lot of us. Now, one other reason why a lot of us are beginning to prick into Paul Kagame and his administration is the unfortunate incident going on in Congo, the Democratic Republic of Congo. We heard about the M23 rebels taking over a part of Congo, Goma, and they are funded by Paul Kagame's government. Yes, the story is deep. There are a lot of dynamics playing out with that situation, starting with the European created border between Rwanda and Congo, splitting people of the same ethnic stock into different countries, and it has created problems. Okay. However, we wouldn't deny the fact that it's sketchy for the government of Rwanda to be so involved in the conflict in Congo. And it makes us ask questions. That's why we came across some of these videos exposing how majority of Rwandan people are living their lives. Now, let me give you guys a quick stats before I go into the next video.
And here,
Depending on the website you go to check out the rate of poverty and the Human Development Index in Rwanda, you're going to find numbers from 30% of Rwandans are living in poverty, up to like 70% of Rwandans are living in poverty. Depends on the website, including the national statistics, the National Bureau of Statistics in Rwanda. They have a website. Sorry, I can't put that on the screen. In their website, 2024 numbers, they say less than 40% of Rwandans are living in extreme poverty. But that doesn't seem to be the case. Let's go into these videos quickly.
we are already out of Kigali. And well, yeah, I'm quite happy to leave Kigali. It's a very strange city. I didn't really feel comfortable. I don't know, there is a general sadness that is kind of weird, especially in Africa, because usually people are very happy here. All the streets have numbers. They don't have names, they have numbers. So it's kind of soulless, you know? If you have a street called, this is the street Leopold Sedar Senghor, then if you don't know him, you go look, who is he? Ah, he's a Senegalese poet. And you read and you're like, wow, it gives a soul. I mean, giving names to streets gives a soul, and I don't know. The streets are soulless. I don't know, and they are sad, basically. And here we are.
You know, there is a lot of high-handedness in Rwanda. And now some people might say, oh, yes, it's a necessary evil based on what has happened in the past in the country. But I'll say, no, I disagree. If you're going to implement a necessary evil, then people are going to complain. And yes, it's difficult being a leader because sometimes as a leader, you have to make some tough decisions that will be detrimental to a small fraction of the society. But on the long run, it'll be beneficial for the majority. Yes. So leaders are always put in a position where they will be criticized regardless the outcome of their policies or their actions. But in this case, if you've been in power for 25 years, and I'm only going to focus on the hunger. It's unacceptable for you to be in power for 25 years and your people are complaining of hunger in 2024. Now it's 2025, but we're still in January of 2025. So in 2024, if a lot of your people are complaining of hunger, that is horrible. That is not a leader. At the end of the day, we understand that Rwandan people, the majority of Rwandese, I guess that's what they're called, they are farmers. They engage in small scale agricultural practices to feed themselves and to take care of themselves and families. But the allure of Kigali is deceitful.
We are already out.
And that is my conclusion. But let me know what you think in the comment section. What do you think about Rwanda? What do you think about Paul Kagame's involvement in the Congo crisis, Goma? Do you think Paul Kagame is another stooge used to destabilize some parts of Africa while they benefit from that chaos? Let me know what you think in the comment section. Peace.